I'm washing the dishes. So welcome back to another dish talk with me, Stephanie B, also known as Umi. For those of you who are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's talk a little bit about rhythms, routines, schedules, and what that looks like. As you guys know, y'all done? I always encourage mamas, maidens, people in general to, especially mamas and maidens, right? Because I'm home, this is it, this is what I'm doing. So I always encourage y'all to pay close attention to your natural body's rhythm and pace and how it's moving, and your family as well too, and some of the things that you guys might need in the time frame to be able to give yourselves those things every day on a daily basis, right? Lately I've come into the space of being able to release this feeling that we need a schedule. I'm really gravitating towards rhythms and flows. And before, yes, I would write things down and like how it looks, just to have like a general idea of like time frames for King. He wakes up at this time and he likes to have this by that time. But I'm finding it as not even as he's getting older, as I am being more attentive and more aware, I'm finding it that these schedules are almost a burden, and it almost feels very restrictive. And the type of person that I am, I like having consistency, but consistency can look so many different ways, right? It doesn't always have to look the same all the time. So having this same schedule every single day to me can be a little redundant, and it can kind of get a little boring. And I'm not even somebody who gets bored really easily, but if I have to keep waking up every single day and doing the same thing every day, it just, after a certain point, I start to drag a little bit. I start to feel, and these are things that I have observed about myself as I've been sharing with you guys from the dialogues that we have briefly had. I don't think I've ever been adamant about a schedule, but more so sharing how important I think it is to be aware of that rhythm, the flow, and what your body needs every day, and give that to yourself, and just being aware of the time frames and time blocks that it usually happens in. And one of the reasons why too it's so important for me to not stick to a schedule is because what happens if you go outside of that schedule? How can you manage that chaos? That part to me really feels like, it almost feels like making a schedule set yourself up for not failure, making a schedule, but also not allowing yourself to say, okay, if it doesn't work out this way, release it, let it go, and allow it to work out whatever way. If you're not doing that, you're setting yourself up for failure, because then you're like, it's the schedule, it has to work out this way, and if it doesn't work out this way, then it's the end all tell all.
Tell me what I'm gonna do, baby, I'm about to show you.
And it shouldn't be that way, because then how do you recover from something like that type of mind frame, especially with kids and running a household and having a family. It's just, it gets very tricky to be able to release and let go of the way things are supposed to look, and just allowing yourself to let it flow. Like lately, we have just been waking up, and not to say we haven't always done this, but in the past, as you guys know, King and I would be up super early, outside by a certain time, because outside there was literally no one out there, and we would be able to play and just have space, come back in, do lunch, and it worked. But also for me, it was like, okay, I need to switch this up a little bit, because I'm doing the same thing every day. And even for King as well too, somebody who loves a challenge, I love challenges as well too. So right now where I'm at is finding a space where we can still have a rhythm, honoring our body's rhythm. And rhythm really means listening to the beat, right? Listening to the beat. What does it sound like? And I know we don't really compare that to our bodies a lot. We compare it to music. But if we really think about it in the sense of our body's natural rhythm, it shifts things a little bit. So that's where I've been, just really thinking about my body's natural rhythm. What does it need? And how can I give that to myself without being redundant, without getting boring, without feeling like I'm doing the same thing every single day, without dragging? Because then that to me is like autopilot. It's very similar, because then you're just like robotically doing the same thing every day because it's a part of the schedule. Sometimes you don't even think about it, you just do it. It becomes muscle memory. Some things are okay, but the whole day muscle memory, that to me becomes a lot. Where we saw the animal? All right, let's cross the street. What do we do when we cross the street? Look both ways. Look to the left and the right, and then you do what?
There's a car.
There's a car? That's okay, thank you. They're waiting. Thank you. Good job.
Like a single.
You see it? It's so pretty. Look how free it is. How do you think the butterfly would feel if you put it inside of a jar?
With a flower in it?
It would probably feel nice, but do you think it would have a lot of space for it to roam around like it does outside? No.
I don't think it would be sad.
You don't think so?
Butterflies can't fly. They don't have eyes.
No, you don't think so?
They don't have eyes.
It sounds like we need to do another, we need to do some research on butterflies to see if they have eyes or not, and if they make a good house pet. What you think? You down for the research?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do some research on it. That rock over there? Which one? This one? It can be super tricky to try to implement slow living into, can we hold hands so we can cross the street? Let's go this way. Let's see what that little thing has over there, that area. It can be tricky trying to implement it with city life, you guys, because city life, you're around noise, you're around things that move so fast.
Hey,
and
Mom.
yes, baby.
An animal is next to the post office.
Yeah.
So we gotta go to the post office to see an animal.
Well, we're heading that direction, so maybe we'll be able to see it. But that's only if they're uncovered, right? Because remember yesterday you covered it up, so if the ants rebuilt it, then we'll be able to see it. City life, you guys know it's loud, there's noises, we're up later. It's just much more live than a country area or just the area that's not.
A fly laid an egg and it laid another fly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, baby. That's how they lay eggs?
They laid eggs on the car.
On the cars? Yeah. So we have been practicing implementing slower ways of living. And one of the ways is just by, you okay? One of the ways of implementing it is just by being able to wake up slow, move slow, and not really feel like you have to go somewhere, do something, rush. Just waking up and just allowing the day to take you. Hold my hand, cross the street, thank you. Just allowing the day to go with you, but also setting intentions on where the day can go, and really just checking my heart space. So that's what I've been all about lately, y'all. I have really been trying to implement that. I would love to know if you guys have as well. What type of place do you guys live in? Do you live in a city? Do you live in the country? My homegirl lives in the country, and when we were out there, it was such a completely different type of slowness. Like, you could actually feel the slowness. You didn't have to do much to get it. In the city, you have to actually do a lot more to achieve that slowness. It's the bell from the church. It's the bell from the church. Come on, baby.
I can see it.
I know, it's all the way up top. When you're in the city, you actually have to do, there's more to do to achieve that slowness because everything is not going slow. So I've really been feeling that pull lately. And actually, today has been the first day that I've been able to speak so clearly about it. So I'm always happy when I do these videos because it just allows me to get it out of my head. And instead of feeling like we're not following a quote unquote schedule, we're really just trying to implement more slow living. That's really all it is. Got the door. Stopped at the post office real quick, y'all. He's got his little shopping bag, y'all, so we can fill it with rocks. Yeah.
The ant-hole's dirt. It's a type of dirt of an ant-hole.
You see it? Yeah, it definitely is a type of dirt. Oh, look, we found one.
It's an ant-hole.
It's an ant-hole, but we're not gonna block it, right?
It's an ant-hole.
It is an ant-hole, but we're not gonna block it, right?
Where are they?
We're having a water break. We just got back in. I will link these for you guys in the description. We're just coloring. We drew bunnies from a channel on YouTube, King's Bunny. He wanted to draw a sad bunny to go in a different dimension. This is my bunny. It was fun. I am just making a barbecue quesadilla. It's a barbecue vegan chicken quesadilla. I'm excited for this. It is super late, y'all. It's about 9 o'clock. What you guys, King's in the top having a laid back. What y'all missed was I laid down for the rest of the day and just kind of relaxed. King was with Ninja. They were just chilling. And King went outside and was coloring rocks. And then we had dinner. We're about to wrap up tub time, baby. So if y'all enjoyed this, stick around, give it a thumb up, go ahead and subscribe or not.